Hey Tribe, what's up? Welcome to another Sunday Coffee Talk. Before we get started really quick, as always remember we have the Super Thanks Spotlight. The Super Thanks Spotlight is that you leave a Super Thanks plus a question, something you want to dig deeper in, and that's what we talk about on Sundays. But today, my heart was a little bit heavy. I was kind of really thinking about what I want to talk about today. And this is a kind of a different coffee talk because I actually don't have my coffee. This is the first time I've done a coffee talk and I don't have my coffee with me because this is later on in the day. It is Sunday Thailand time. It's kind of getting close to the United States. People start waking up. But as I was sitting here, I was kind of thinking, and this is kind of stuff I usually share with the tribe only. And by the way, if you want to join the tribe, the link is always in the description. That's where we kind of get to the meat and potatoes of what's really going on. And one of the things that was kind of heavy in my heart, I really want to share with you and kind of talk for a little bit about. I don't know how long, of course, but it's always about, I kind of started thinking about people seeking mentors, they're seeking coaches, they're seeking people to be able to help them out, okay, in the realm of living life on your terms. And that means something different for everybody. And there's the piece in there is manifesting, is, how to manifest your dream life. And when we're seeking mentors and coaches, and I've kind of been lucky in this field, in this area, not really lucky, but I don't know why I've always been like this. I mean, I trained professionally in martial arts. I started martial arts when I was 9, and I started training more professionally when I was around like 14, 15. But I think because I started at such a young age, I was used to seeking mentors and coaches. Okay, in the beginning, it started in martial arts. And, that led up with me training with a world champion. But then when I got over to business, after I graduated college, when I got over to business, I was so used to having mentors in martial arts. It just made sense to me that, well, I need mentors in business. I need to go to people that's done what I want to do and seek their guidance. So for me, I've always have gotten that philosophy. Okay, I never struggled with that philosophy. But I know a lot of you out there struggle with that. A lot of you out there struggle with with having mentors and coaches. Maybe it's easy for you to have a mentor and coach when it's free, when you're watching free content. But then once it comes to exchanging money or paying someone to be your mentor and coach, or even paying someone to be inside their tribe, be inside their mastermind group, whatever you want to call it, that's where it kind of stops. And and for me, honestly, I've always paid for my mentors and coaches. Well, what I mean, if even back in my martial arts days, you're still paying your martial arts instructors and your coaches and trainers. So you're still paying when you go to their class. You're still paying them for their class. They're not doing it for free. And then they might take a liking to you. They might go a little bit above and beyond with you. Okay. But they're 100% not doing it for free. You understand that. And that's not really what I want to talk about. Okay. But what I really want to talk about is one of the things I share with the tribe, inside the tribe. And I have a video on this. Sometimes this video does good. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it pisses people off inside the tribe. And in the video, one of the videos I made was that you have to remain in the tribe. You really have to commit to at least 1 year in the tribe. Okay. It's not about money. It's not about money to me. Okay. But see, the flip is you make it about money to you. You're thinking like I'm gonna get rich because you pay me to be inside the tribe or be inside the YouTube membership. Okay. Which I don't get 100% of the YouTube stuff. And YouTube takes a giant cut of that. You have to understand that. I don't want to go on about that. But when I've done this video, honestly, I'm just giving you the truth. Does that make sense? Because I know that you have to be committed. You have to be committed to do this work. If you're not committed, you're not going to get the results that you want. Okay. It doesn't have to be with me. Okay. You don't have to be in part of my tribe, but you have to be in part of somebody else's tribe. Okay. If it's not me, it has to be somebody else. Bottom line. Okay. But you have to continue this work. You have to get out of your own way. You understand that. The reason why you're not getting results is because you're in your own way. You have to get out of your own way. You got to move out of your way. And one of the ways you do that is because what's really blocking you is because deep down, you're really searching for somebody. You're searching for a mentor and coach. You really want a mentor and coach, but there's like, what do I want to say? There's false realities with it. There's negotiations with it. You want a mentor and coach, but you want that mentor and coach to tell you what you want to hear. And once that mentor and coach doesn't tell you what you want to hear, you run the opposite way. Once that mentor and coach tells you what you don't want to hear, you're cancel your tribe membership, you're unsubscribe, and you're basically run to somebody else that tells you exactly what you want to hear. And guess what? You still don't get results. They're telling you exactly what you want to hear, but you're remaining exactly where you are. That's what I was thinking about when I was sitting here before I started thinking, I have to share this. Is because there's a big sin in business. There's a big sin in marketing, and there's a huge sin on YouTube and these YouTube channels. Okay, in all areas, even in manifesting a success, even on channels that brand their channels only for Thailand, they tend to they tell you what you want to hear, but they don't tell you the truth. The reason why they don't tell you the truth, because you don't want to hear the truth. You understand? I've been in business like after college, okay, and I started my business career. I've been in business for let me see how many years, about 20, 25 years. Okay. And when I went into business, I wasn't in a business as I just have a normal job. I went into business like how to create a business, how to grow a company, how to create a company, how to grow a brand. Okay. I have tremendous experience in marketing because you have to be good at marketing, or at least understand marketing and sales in order to grow your brand or grow your business. So, but the biggest thing is there's a huge sin in marketing and business. Okay, you understand that. The biggest sin is you hear people say this all the time. Like I watched a YouTuber not too long ago. He has a really good branded channel in Thailand, and he has a huge following. And he did this like little training because he wanted to help people, bring people into his coaching business and stuff like that. But one of the things he said, it kind of triggered me, because he said the stereotypical marketing term that you got to give people what they want. Okay, you ever hear of that in marketing or business? You got to give people what they want. You got to give people what they want, Chad. Okay, maybe you're an entrepreneur and you have someone tell you that. You got to give people what they want. But what that says to me is they're really not telling you the truth in that. They're saying you got to give people what they want. But what they're really saying is you got to tell people what they want to hear. Aha. You get me on that. Okay. That's what they're really saying, but they're not saying it. They're forming it. They're forming it kind of way better, like classy. You got to tell people, you got to give people what they want. But what they're really saying is you got to tell people what they want to hear. And when you tell people what they want to hear, there's a lot of sin in business and marketing, my friends. Okay. Because if I told you what you want to hear, it's either true or false. It's either good or bad. That's what I'm saying. Okay. If basically what these marketers do is if if you don't want to hear the truth, that's exactly what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you false. Okay. If you want to hear the bad end of it, they're going to tell you the bad. They're not going to tell you the truth because you're not going to follow them. You're not going to buy their product. They're literally leading you to a life that you don't want. And most of even I hate to pick on Thailand, people branding the channels on Thailand, but that's how most of these Thailand channels are. They literally just tell you what you want to hear about Thailand, but they don't tell you the truth about Thailand. They don't really tell you the truth how it is to live in a different country because it's a different country. Bottom line, a lot of these Asian countries are communist countries. You're never, ever, ever, no matter how long you're here, be a citizen of their country. You understand? So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but that's not the whole point. The whole point is they're so framed, they give you false information. Okay. And the thing with me, I've been in coaching and mentoring for a long time, and I've never played that game. I tell you the truth. And I think you can kind of see that in my videos. Okay. You can definitely see that if you're part of the tribe. I don't care if you unsubscribe to me. I don't care if you end the tribe for one day, you cancel it and unsubscribe to me. Because the thing is, you have to understand, it's not that I don't care about you. The thing is, the reason why I don't care is because when I go to sleep at night, I know that I did my very best. I know that I did my very best to give you the best information that I know. Like I'm trying not to hit my mic. You understand that? Like, versus these other people, other channels, other businesses, other big brands that behind the scenes it is tell you, Chad, you just got to tell them what they want. You got to tell them what's popular. But what's popular is what keeps you stuck. That's what you have to understand. Okay, I'm here. Listen, I'm here to get you unstuck, baby. I'm here to get you to live life in your terms, and you finally believe that you can actually live life in your terms. You can actually live life exactly how you want to live life. Okay. Now, with that, I'm going to say things that you don't want to hear. I'm going to say things that I know that you might unsubscribe to me, that I know you might cancel your membership. Okay. But I tell you anyway, because that's what a great mentor and coach does. They tell you it anyway, because that's what's best for you. You understand? And I don't know why. I don't know why I was thinking about this. I was just sitting here thinking about it. I was thinking about my past, thinking about, having mentors and coaches. I've had great ones and not so great ones. I've had, great business partners, and I've had not so great business partners. And kind of just thinking back on my journey. And I want to share that with everybody, not just a tribe, not just, you have to understand that you have to remain in the fire. And I don't know if anybody has told you that. You have to remain in the fire. What does it mean you have to remain in the fire? Is if you want the life of your dreams, if you want to live your dream life, I'm gonna keep it brief because I've done many videos on this in the tribe. The tribe, if you're the tribe watching this, they already know what I mean. You have to remain in the fire. Is that your dream life is on the other side of the fire. It's like the fear barrier. Your dream life is on the other side of fear. You got to push past the fear barrier. You got to push past what you're scared of doing. Okay, that's where your dream life is. Another metaphor is your dream life, what you want, living life on your terms, is on the other side of fire. But a lot of you, for one, once you feel the heat, you run away from it. You go right back to your comfort zone. You go right back to your comfort zone, to the life that you complain about. You run right back to that life. Okay. Some of you run up to the fire, you withstand the heat a little bit, but once your fingers and toes get burnt, you run right back to your comfort zone again. You run right back to the life that you whine and complain about. Okay. Then there's some of you that you can withstand the heat a little bit. You can withstand getting burnt a little bit, but you think you can run through the fire. You can sprint through the fire, and you start running through the fire, and you get stuck right in the middle, and your whole body's on fire. At that point, it scares the shit out of you, and you run right back to your comfort zone. And you think, "Phew, I don't want to do that again." Okay. Again, your dream life is on the other side of the fire. Think about it this way. Your dream car is on the other side of the fire. Your dream house is on the other side of the fire. That dream career, that dream job you want is on the other side of the fire. You want to be an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, it's on the other side of the fire. You want to be wealthy, it's on the other side of the fire. Okay? What people's not telling you and telling you the truth is that sometimes, most of the time, it feels like you're literally crawling through the fire, my friends. You're not running through it. You're not sprinting through it. Okay, anybody can run through the flipping fire. If it was that easy, everybody would be living their dream life. But it's not that easy because you're literally crawling through the fire and you get stuck in it. Okay, and there's a lot of, and I know why you get stuck in it. And I don't know if I want to go down this rabbit hole of why you get stuck in it. Is because one of the reasons why is because your subconscious mind knows you. Your subconscious mind knows that you hang in there a little bit, but then you run back to your comfort zone. So it's kind of hard to play your subconscious mind because your subconscious mind knows you better than you know your own self most of the time. So you're really proving to your subconscious mind, no, I'm in this for the good. No, I drew the line in the sand, baby. I'm not budging. And that's kind of where you have to be. I draw the line in the sand. Okay, I'm not budging. Okay, I'm not moving. Okay, I'm going to live life on my terms no matter what. I'm going to live my dream life. I'm going to live life on my terms. I'm going to do what I want, when I want, whenever I want, period. Okay, but you have to understand is you got to remain in the fire because your subconscious mind is going to call your bluff. It's like you're playing poker. Okay, you're playing poker with a professional poker player. And the professional poker player in this dynamic is your subconscious mind. So you're playing poker with your own subconscious mind, but your subconscious mind is the professional poker player. So your subconscious mind is calling your bluff. I don't believe you. You're not gonna remain in the fire. You're not gonna draw the line in the sand. You last 2 months like you always last 2 months, and you run back to your comfort zone. That's what your subconscious mind is telling you. That's what your subconscious mind knows is you stay with it for a couple months and you run back to your comfort zone. But this time it's different. You know that you have bad habits around that, but this time you're going to outlast what your subconscious mind thinks you're going to do. Okay. This is the truth that people don't want to tell you. Okay. People want to tell you because they want to get popular on YouTube. People want to tell you, "Oh, do this 24-hour manifesting technique." You know what I mean? Manifesting techniques is a band-aid. It doesn't go to the root cause. Okay, I'm going to the root cause Because the root cause is you living life on your terms. The root cause is manifesting works for you every single fucking time. Okay. Okay. Who cares if you can manifest a cup of coffee? Like you can manifest $1,000, $10, $1. Who cares? It's about consistent. It's about consistency. It's about, can you manifest your flipping dream life? Can you manifest what you really want to do? Can you manifest your dreamifications? Can you manifest your dream house? Okay, can you manifest $1,000,000? What I'm saying is, can you manifest the hard stuff? And if you're saying no, you can only manifest the easy things, well, you need to listen. You need to listen up. Okay. You need to stay in this game. Maybe people's not telling you this. Okay. You need to stay in this game. You need to stay with this channel, no matter if you pay to be in the tribe or not, for at least 1 year listening to this stuff. Because that's why, like on my channel, on my post side, on the community side, I post a lot of I know a lot of you keep up with me. I post a lot of quotes, picture quotes, because I know even if you don't like it or not, I know 100%. As you're scrolling through YouTube, your eyes glance at a quote, and it puts just for a 1 second, half a second, for you just glance at it, and you can read it in one glance. It puts a subconscious imprint in your mind about success, manifesting, about living life in your terms. You can have and do and be anybody that you want just for that brief second. That's why I do it, is because, and I'm organically doing it. I don't have my YouTube channel set up to some type of social media scheduler. Okay, I'm doing it organically because I'm reading the quote too. Okay, even if I make a quote and I post it across 6 platforms, I'm reading it 6 times myself. The same thing. Boom, 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 boom. Because it's putting an imprint on my mind as well, not just your mind. I'm 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 doing the same thing. I'm practicing what I preach. Okay. But anyway, I don't want this video to go on and on and on, so I can talk for a long time on this. And but I just want to share those thoughts with you. You got to stay in the game. Okay. And you finally have to draw the line in the sand that I'm gonna stay in the game for 1 year. I'm really gonna commit for 1 year to change my life. No matter if it's here on this channel, no matter if it's inside the tribe, no matter if it's with somebody else, but you commit for a year. And if you really commit for a year and you really do the work and you really work on yourself, guess what? On the other side of that, you're gonna have exactly what you want. Bottom line. That's the truth. That's the truth, my friends. That's the truth that you need to hear. But other than that, my friends, let's wrap this up. Remember, this is a Sunday Coffee Talk. Also, remember, we always have the Super Thanks Spotlight. The Super Thanks Spotlight is you leave a super thanks along with a question, and that's what we're discussed on every single Sunday. But other than that, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging in. And remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you next Sunday.